In a drive to attract new councillors, Tunbridge Wells Borough Council have invited members of the public to become involved. But why do people choose to become a borough councillor in the first place?
A few years ago, I contacted my local councillor to complain about some intensive house building in the area and a lack of infrastructure, or so I perceived, and to offer my ideas. And halfway through a coffee together, he asked me if I had any interest in an elected position myself. So a few months later, he asked if I was interested in standing for election for St. John's Ward, which is the ward that I live in. And after discussing the time commitments with my husband, we decided to go for it.
Why would you become a councillor? That's a good question. I've often asked myself that, having been an elected borough member now for some time. It's one of the kind of drivers for my own personal perspective was the fact that having moved to this village about 13 years ago now, that it was important raising a family in this village to actually play my part, making sure they were fully represented. And I first came through the ranks where I first became a parish councillor for Pembury Parish Council. But fundamentally at the borough level, it's one of those jobs where I think you can make a difference.
I think enthusiasm is quite important, and being able to listen and achieve compromise. Because, you know, I think there are a lot of different opinions and people have different agendas, and trying to actually get something done inevitably involves compromise.
So could literally anyone become a councillor?
I think so, absolutely, yeah.
No, I've got to be honest on that it is a demanding job, and with any, I think, local democracy, and I think with elections, then the local populace would hope that they get somebody in who can do the job.
Week to week it's quite different. It depends on whether you have a committee meeting that week. They tend to be in the evenings, and planning committee is in the afternoon. You know, whether you want to attend a cabinet meeting as an interested observer. So it can be as much or as little, in a way, as you want it to be. Some weeks it's a heavier workload than others. And then there's always the emails and the telephone calls from interested residents in your ward. There's
no prescriptive day. It's whatever, I think, comes with the dawn, insofar as you would deal with your emails first of all. They need to be done sooner rather than later. Because some of those issues might be important to your local residents and any inquiries. Also, you'll be required to attend certain fora whereby you will go to these meetings, etc., whether it's full council meetings, whether it's part of select committee stroke scrutiny agendas as well at Town Hall. Also, I think with your own particular expertise, you could be a champion of a certain area. Once
you're in the system and you understand how much bureaucracy there is and how long it can take to get things done, some of the criticism feels a bit unfair, because I think a lot of councillors, we're doing the best we can within a structure that already exists. But you know, I think residents have every right to voice their concerns, and we need to take it on board and try to do the best we can for the town and for the borough.
And you're glad you've done it?
I am very glad I've done it, yeah.
To find out more about becoming a borough councillor, log on to tunbridgewells.gov.uk. Julie Maddocks reporting for YourKentTV.